Before you tell yourself you're not ready, ask one thing. Are you actually unprepared, or are you just scared to be seen trying? Because that difference can quietly waste years of your life. If you keep waiting to feel ready, you might accidentally wait for years. And I'm not saying that like some perfect motivational quote, waiting to feel ready. I'm saying it because I think I've done exactly that. I used to tell myself I was being smart, like I was preparing or waiting for the right time or giving myself space to figure it out. But honestly, a lot of the time, I was just stalling. I wasn't waiting for a better plan. I was waiting to feel less scared, less awkward, less exposed, less like someone could look at me and immediately know I had no idea what I was doing. That's the annoying thing about I'm not ready yet. It sounds responsible, it sounds mature, it sounds like you're being thoughtful, but sometimes it's just fear wearing a nicer outfit. Starting something new is uncomfortable in such a specific way. The gym is uncomfortable at first. Posting online is uncomfortable. Changing your habits is uncomfortable. Becoming someone different while people still remember the old you is uncomfortable. And I think that's where a lot of us get stuck. We're not always waiting for the right time. Sometimes we're just waiting for the awkward part to disappear before we begin. But the awkward part usually doesn't disappear first. You start while it still feels weird. You show up while you still feel unsure. And then, slowly, it stops feeling like such a big deal. I wish it worked the other way. I would love to receive the confidence first and then do the scary thing. That would be very convenient. But for me, it's almost always been backwards. You go to the gym while you still feel self-conscious. You start eating better while you still have messy days. You record the video while you still hate the sound of your own voice. And that's hard because most of us don't just want to begin. We want to begin gracefully. We want to start and somehow already look like we belong there. We want the clean beginning, the cute reset, the day one that already feels like progress. But real beginnings are usually clunky, awkward, slightly embarrassing. Your first workout might just feel confusing. Your first healthy meal might be boring. Your first routine might fall apart by Wednesday. And still, that counts. That is literally what starting looks like. The nervous version counts. The awkward version counts. The version of you that does it badly but still does it counts. You don't have to look impressive for it to matter. I think about the gym a lot with this because so many people feel like they need to get in shape before they go, which sounds wild when you say it out loud. The gym is literally the place you go to get in shape. But emotionally, I get it. You don't want to feel watched. You don't want to look confused. You don't want to feel like the beginner. You don't want to adjust a machine 3 times and still wonder if you're using it wrong. You don't want to feel like everyone else got a manual and you somehow missed it. But most people are not watching you anywhere near as much as you think. They're thinking about their own workout, their music, their bad sleep, their pump, and probably their own insecurities. And if someone judges you for being new at something, that says more about them than it says about you. Being new is not embarrassing. Refusing to ever try is the sadder option. Trying before you're good is hard. But being willing to be bad at something long enough to get better is such an underrated skill. You don't wait until you feel like a gym person and then start going. You go enough times that eventually your brain catches up and goes, okay, I guess this is something we do now. That's how identity works more often than people admit. You don't magically become confident and then start keeping promises. You keep a few tiny promises and confidence starts building from the evidence. And this applies to so much more than fitness. People wait to feel ready to post, to apply, to move, to ask for more, to leave something draining, or to finally take themselves seriously. I'm not saying be reckless. I'm not saying burn your whole life down tomorrow and call it growth. Sometimes you genuinely need more information, more support, more money saved, or more safety. But sometimes you don't need more preparation. Sometimes you just need to admit that the first step is going to feel uncomfortable no matter how long you wait. There is a difference between I'm genuinely not prepared for this and this feels unfamiliar and my brain hates that. They feel similar, but they are not the same thing. So maybe the better question is not, am I ready? Maybe the better question is, am I actually unprepared? Or am I just scared to be seen trying? Because fear can be there. It probably will be there. But it cannot be the boss of every decision forever. One thing that helps me is making the first step smaller than my ego wants it to be. Not impressive, not dramatic, just small enough that I actually do it. Most real change is boring. It feels like repeating something normal on a random Tuesday when nobody is watching. It feels like doing the thing again before you feel transformed. But after enough of those boring little choices, you start trusting yourself more. Not because you became perfect, but because you finally have proof that you can follow through. So stop waiting to feel ready. Start messy. Start unsure. Start a little awkward. That version of you is allowed to begin too. Ready usually comes after you start. If this hit you at the right time, subscribe and stick around. And if you want, leave one small thing you're starting before you feel ready. I'd love to read them.